Hey, this is Gary Berger of Berger Law. I am with my client and I think now friend, Zach Murray. Zach, how are you?
I'm pretty well. How are you, Gary?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So, Zach, you were injured. I was looking at my watch. It is a year and 10 days ago today. Is that right?
Yep, I believe so.
What happened?
Well, I was having a nice stroll on my motorcycle, doing some shopping, and a car came over and hit me before I could react, and y'all can guess the rest. So
Yeah, what happened? So you were and did the other driver just change lanes right into you?
yeah, what had happened is a truck had stopped suddenly right in front of her, and she was in the lane next to me. And to avoid her hitting that truck, she darted over as quick as possible in the left lane, right where I was.
Isn't that your worst nightmare as a motorcycle rider?
Absolutely.
Because we do that. I'm always careful. You see those signs and stuff because motorcycles get in your blind spot for drivers, and you don't look for them, and you forget they're there, that kind of stuff. I mean, that's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, it really is awful.
So and now, did the car hit you, or were you able to adjust in time and react?
There was really no reaction time, Gary. By the time she came over too fast for me to really do anything. I hit the brakes. There were skid marks, but there was no avoiding it at that point.
And you went off the road.
Absolutely, yeah.
Were you wearing a helmet?
Yes, I was.
What do you think about this new Missouri law that you don't have to have a helmet?
I think it's idiotic.
Yeah, I mean, did you hit your head in the crash?
Absolutely. If it wasn't for the helmet, we'd probably have a different conversation if I was even here.
Good. Well, I know, doctors talk about that every year, how, how helmets save lives and save brain injuries and that kind of stuff. So we're glad you're here. We're glad that you only had a knee injury, but your knee injury was pretty bad and your wrist injury was pretty bad. Tell me now, did you rupture your whole ACL?
Yeah, the entire thing, it was gone. It was a complete tear.
Man, was it super painful?
Um, I've had worse. I've had kidney stones, and those are pretty bad. But the pain wasn't what bothered me as much as just simply not being able to walk.
Right, right.
I mean, I'm
Uh,
not going to tell you it didn't hurt because it did, but there's worse things.
yeah. But so then you had surgery, and I've had knee surgery too. It's you never get to 100%, but tell me what your experience is recovering from that knee surgery.
Well, I couldn't really walk without a crutch and a brace for about 2 weeks, and then after that 2 weeks, it was probably about 2 or 3 months of just intensive physical therapy and really getting it stretched back out and getting the new part worn in correctly. So it was a very very long recovery time. It really limited my ability to work, do activities. And even simply going to the bathroom. I mean, you can't bear that much weight on it to really lean down. So it was difficult, really was.
Yeah, you forget if you can't straighten your leg and use it, you forget how much you need that.
Right.
Just to do simple drive-in, bathroom, in and out of bed. It's hard. Is it hard to sleep?
Yeah, I had to sleep with the brace on for it was about the first month. I had to sleep with my leg locked perfectly straight,
And then
and
that hurts too because you're
it
straight.
does.
It hurts
I
the
have
other
to
part.
I have to sleep with my back, and it's awful to resist the urge to want to roll over. You have to sleep on your back with your leg propped up.
And you can tell by me asking the questions that I've had that. So now, but that, I mean, I remember seeing the pictures. I mean, you had abrasions all over your side. You were thrown from the bike. You had injuries to your shoulder, your knee. We already said, but you're also your wrist too, and your left side. So, all right. So you can't. So let me ask you this: what did you learn from going through all this? Any lessons you can share with people who watch this down the road?
Well, as far as just the accident's concerned, the only thing that I could have done better was, not being in that place at that particular time. It really was just a freak accident. But I probably could have been more careful as to knowing where the cars were around me. My brain was elsewhere. Um, so I was paying very close attention, but I mean, you can always pay better attention, and that's just what it comes
But
down to.
but you didn't do anything wrong. I mean, you
No,
adjusted,
no.
and you already talked about the reaction time. I think, frankly, it's a miracle you weren't hurt worse. I think you
Yeah.
saved yourself some. You reacted the best you could. Let me ask you this, Zach. What about from the litigation or the claims process? What did you learn from going through that with lawyers and the claims process? What did you learn?
I learned that it doesn't happen in a day. When I started this, I really thought that it would go quicker, but it come to find out that it doesn't. Um, it's my first time ever really hiring a lawyer for anything other than a speeding ticket. Um, I don't know. It was just a lot, man. I'd never been through anything like this, and it was just a lot to take in.
What'd you think of how we did, Burger Law and Jennifer and Tyler?
Oh, you guys did fantastic. I mean, every step of the way, you guys were always keeping me updated with what was going on. If I had any questions, I mean, you always got back to me right away. I didn't feel like I was being out of the loop at all. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better lawyer, really.
Well, thank you. And isn't Jennifer great?
Oh, she's awesome. Yeah, yeah. She's
We're
the one I dealt with about 99% of the time. She was the one that I talked to. I even had her cell phone number directly, so she would call me from her home and let me know what was going on, which I think is just above and beyond.
I love working with her. It's a blessing that she's in my firm and in my life. So I really, she's a class act and she cares, you know. She
Yeah,
really goes the extra mile. Um,
yeah.
all right, so can we talk nuts and bolts? How much do we sell your case for?
All in all, it was 250,000.
Right, and we settled it without filing a lawsuit.
Right,
And we insisted on, and that's the policy limit. There was not another dime more to get, right?
right, right,
One thing I felt good about your settlement is we didn't leave anything on the table. We got the most we could get.
right. I mean, that's the roof. You couldn't ask for any more.
Right. And then the other thing is that we did was, sorry, I'm looking at something, on your settlement sheet, um, you had a lot of medical bills, right?
Hmm.
So one
Yeah.
of the other great things we were able to do is you had $150,000, a little over that, in medical liens in the case, and we were able to reduce those substantially.
Yep.
So we put a lot of money in your pocket. Is that fair?
Yes.
One of the things we do, and it's something that people don't always know, and you know because you've walked this path already, is we get as much money in the front end, the 250, as we can, but we also try to reduce your liens and are very aggressive with the lien holders, reduce that as much as possible. So we put it all in your pocket as much as
Right.
is this the
Right.
biggest check? Is this the biggest check you've ever seen one time to you?
Yes.
Um, Now I'm not saying that it was any kind of a lottery or anything. I mean, this is the only chance
No. No.
to ever recover from this, you know?
Right.
That may work. Okay.
The money is not worth my knee. There's no amount of money that can replace the knee, but the money is nice. It helps me get a little bit of a head start on things that would otherwise take me years to accomplish. So
Right. Good, good. I'm glad. And I hope you will save it and use it judiciously. Um, Let me ask you this. Did you know that that's tax free and you don't have to even put it on your tax return?
yep, that was the first question I asked.
Good. I mean, the government gets you everywhere. It's nice to find one place where they don't get you.
Right.
And then you also tell me about the loan you took out, and would you do that again because of the amount of interest they charge you, or what'd you learn from that?
Well, at that particular point in time, I didn't really have much of an option. My job, I travel for work, and sometimes it takes months to get paid. So, me being out of work that long, I had run out of work money being backed up, and I just had bills stacking up. I didn't have an option. So, I mean, as much as I didn't want to take out a loan, I had to. But shortly thereafter, I took the loan out. I got back to work, and I was able to hold myself up. So it was something that I just had to do.
Good. Well, you got to take care of your business, and I talk about that with clients. When these catastrophes happen, people get the physical injury and the physical hit, but there's also the economic hit that you take
Hmm.
that you need to weather, because there's going to be some time before you get a recovery. Because if you want to get a quick recovery, you're not going to get as much money. If you want a $250,000 recovery, that takes more time. We gotta be pushy with the other side, as we were, in order to get
Hmm.
that good recovery. So that
Yep.
there's a tension there, and I think you navigated it well. You got to balance taking care of your daily needs versus getting a good recovery.
Yeah.
All right, and I know you already did a 5-star Google review for our firm, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
What would you recommend burger law to other folks who are in similar circumstances as you?
Well, absolutely. I have no reason not to.
Thank you, sir. And thanks for doing this video too. We use these on our website and other places to help teach people stuff. What, did you know about when we began the case, did you know that we were going to do so much work to reduce the liens and put as much money in your pocket as we could?
Really not towards the end. I wasn't expecting anything like that until the settlement, until I knew what the settlement amount was. And Jennifer kind of walked me through what would happen. I'm like, really? You can get that much more money? And she's like, yeah, we can do that for you. I'm like, well, that'd be fantastic. So
Good. Yeah, we do, because, like it's you with your big bills, there's one thing to get the $250,000, but it's another thing to work hard on the liens, because we took a good fee. I mean, and thank you for that. Thank you for agreeing to that. But I'm grateful for that. But
yeah.
I want to earn it, So part of it is getting on the back end, putting as much money in your pocket, because it's good to be able to say 250,000, but on the other hand, for you, and I'm looking like down a little bit because I'm looking at you on my screen, but for you, it's what's in your pocket that matters, right?
Right.
So that's what we try to use. I teach courses. In fact, I'm teaching a course on Thursday about how to do it. There's a lot of laws on federal laws or state laws. There's the Missouri lien reduction statute. There's all kinds of tricks and stuff. And I've kind of written the book, or I've done CLEs. I'm trying to teach other lawyers and stuff because I think people like you should have the money in your pocket rather than insurance companies and big corporations. So those people are making money.
Yeah, they are.
All right, man. Well, that's all I got. I wanted to do a quick video to take you through it. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for hiring us, and thanks for thanks for everything and your great cooperation. Because as you know, it's a team approach. We try to do a team approach here at the firm.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man.